Today in New York, we're tackling a deportation dilemma, transit turmoil, and a living cost crisis. Stay tuned. I'm Dean Bark. Welcome to the City Report here in New York. Let's open with the big one. Deportation dilemma. U.S. court orders return of woman wrongfully sent to Congo. Adriana Maria Quiroz Zapata, a 55-year-old Colombian national, is at the center of this case. In 2024, an immigration judge ruled she could not be deported to Colombia due to the risk of torture. Yet on April 16 of this year, she was flown to the Democratic Republic of the Congo, commonly known as the DRC. Here's the latest scoop. The DRC refused to accept her, citing inadequate health care to manage her medical conditions. On May 15th, U.S. federal judge Richard Leon ruled the administration's actions illegal and ordered her return. Federal authorities now have until 5 p.m. on May 19th to report what they're doing to bring her back. That's the headline. Zapata's history includes severe abuse by a former partner with ties to the Colombian National Police, and that context explains the 2024 protection ruling and why deporting her to Colombia was off the table. Instead, she was sent to a country that said, plainly, it couldn't care for her. Call it like it is. A failure of coordination with real human stakes. Advocates have compared this to the Kilmar Abrego Garcia case, another high-profile deportation controversy. Together they raise red flags about how legal rulings and executive actions collide in immigration enforcement. For listeners in the tri-state, note this. Zapata was NJ-bound. This isn't abstract. It's in our backyard. Opinion. The mishandling of Zapata's case is a stark reminder of the human cost of bureaucratic blunders. If you were looking for a case study in how not to run an immigration system, well, looks like someone forgot the memo. Moving on. From immigration to infrastructure, here's the latest on transit. Tunnel fire causes major disruptions for LIRR and NJ Transit to Penn Station. Amtrak, the national passenger railroad that owns the East River tunnels, says a fire on May 14th knocked out service in 2 of the tubes. By the morning rush today, only 1 of the 4 was reliably in service. That meant severe delays and reroutes for the Long Island Railroad, LIRR, and New Jersey's commuter railroad, NJ Transit. Crowded platforms, long waits, and plenty of confusion over alternate routes. Amtrak's Northeast Corridor faced delays up to 40 minutes, and the ripple effects were felt across the city. Time to dig into the details. With capacity slashed, trains stacked up, and any small hiccup became a big headache. This isn't just a bad day, it's a reminder of fragility. Our aging infrastructure shows its age when a single incident cascades across 3 systems at once. Opinion. It's time for urgent upgrades before chaos becomes the norm. One spark, and the whole region misses dinner. Let's pivot to the next story. While systems are stretched thin from the tunnel fire, labor talks could make matters worse. LIRR faces midnight shutdown as union negotiations with MTA reach critical point. The MTA, the state-run Metropolitan Transportation Authority, is down to the wire in talks with 5 unions representing LIRR workers. The sticking point, a 5% wage increase in the final year of the contract versus a lump sum payout the agency has offered. Why it matters. The LIRR is the busiest commuter railroad in the U.S., carrying about 275,000 riders on a typical weekday. With a midnight deadline looming, the MTA has lined up contingency plans, including shuttle buses. But let's not overcomplicate this. Those buses won't replace a full railroad. And if you think today's tunnel fire mess was rough, add a shutdown, and you get gridlock with a side of gridlock. Historical note. The LIRR hasn't seen a labor shutdown since 1994. Opinion. A shutdown wouldn't just stop trains, it would derail the daily lives of thousands of New Yorkers. Well, that's one way to look at it. When the trains stop, so does everything else. Shifting gears. MTA fare crackdown slows NYC buses, challenging the mayor's fast and free transit vision. Mayor Zoran Mamdani has championed quicker, no-cost buses. The MTA, a state agency, has expanded fare checks using Eagle teams, its fare enforcement squads. The goal is to curb about $300 million in annual bus fare evasion. Here's the rub. The European-style proof-of-payment checks mean buses stop while inspectors board and verify fares. That slows service right where the promise was speed. Add this, More than 40% of bus riders skip the fare, according to the MTA, so enforcement is not a small undertaking. Now that's worth discussing. Opinion. Fair enforcement should not come at the cost of service efficiency. There has to be a better balance. Fast and free, meet, stop, and pay. All right, next topic. New Yorkers face a $40,000 gap in meeting true cost of living, report reveals. The Urban Institute, a think tank based in Washington, D.C., says 60% of New Yorkers fall short by an average of $40,000 each year to cover basic living costs. Let's cut to the chase. The report pegs the true cost of living at about $160,800 for families with children and $106,200 for those without. It builds on an April analysis from the city under Mayor Mamdani's administration, and it underscores who's hit hardest: minority communities and single-parent households. A tough stat: 73% of children here live in families earning below the true cost of living. The takeaway: affordability isn't just about rent, it's the full basket: housing, childcare, food, healthcare, and transit, pushing households past the breaking point. The report urges targeted policy changes to close the gap. Opinion. This is a wake-up call. The numbers are not abstract, they're kitchen table real. Turns out the city that never sleeps also never discounts. And that's where we'll leave it. Thanks for tuning in to the City Report with Dean Bark in New York. Have a great day and come back tomorrow for more updates.